In today's Tips for Tuesday, we're going to talk about Business Central APIs. Now, most people are very familiar with that V2 API, but did you know that Business Central has several other out-of-the-box APIs as well? We're going to talk about the Approval API. Let's go ahead and take a look. So obviously we'll be using the Workflow Approval API in one of the approval workflows. Here we're just taking a look at the purchase order approval. The Workflow API is triggered by this button here. So whenever we send this approval request, that's what triggers the workflow here in Power Automate. Whenever this triggers, it also puts the record in Business Central on hold. Next, it goes ahead and gets the record or the information from this purchase order approval. We see here on the Get Record step that the API category even says Workflow Endpoints. Now, this is a new step that's come out probably within the last year or so, this Get Direct Approver, and you'll see that it has the API category of the workflow endpoints. Now, what this is doing, linked to this approval user setup table, so whatever users you have set up in here and whatever their amounts are, that is what this Get Direct Approver is doing. It's going ahead and it's going to get the approver that is set up. So that's what this step is set up for. Now, you don't have to use this in your flow. Oftentimes what I'll do is I'll create my own custom table because I need some additional parameters in there, and I'll remove this step. However, this is one of the actions that is available with the workflow endpoints. I'm going to skip down here to the react on the outcome. Now you see here that they have this as a switch instead of a condition because we see 3 different options here instead of just 2. The outcome of that approval is to approve it. We'll see here for this approve action, workflow endpoint category, and then this action set for approve. Right? This does is this releases that Business Central record, and this takes the status from pending to approved. You do need to go ahead and put the workflow step ID in here, and you get this from the trigger output. So you'll get this from the trigger, and then again, you'll go ahead and set this to approve, and then this will release the record as approved in Business Central. Of course, if the outcome of that approval email is to reject the action, we'll see here under this reject action, of course, we're using the Workflow Endpoints API, and then here, instead of accept, we'll see reject. Of course, send back a status to Business Central saying that this record has been rejected. The cancel action. If it's not approved or rejected, the flow is going to time out. Then what this does is it says if no action is taken, go ahead and cancel this, right? Because that means that it has to go ahead and be sent for approval again because that has